Welcome. The Business Enterprise Application Standardization Tooling Project, BEAST, aims to deploy all the information assets available to IPC in a manner to best support all business needs. This is to complete the evolution of the IPC data platform to support the digital twin and the IPC business of turning information into insights. There are many approaches to layering or separating the treatment of data, from how it is received to how it is published or made available for various reasons. Terms such as staging, raw, landing, enriched, and curated are often used, but there are not always one single term that can be applied to classify what the data is. The data governance tool is being developed to assist in the understanding of these concepts and how they apply to the information that is used, but also the BEAST data platform is being completed as a cloud-based Amazon Web Services solution. So, to address the ambiguities of the terms just mentioned, an abstraction of the zones or layer, which indicate where the data is and what degree of processing and manipulation has been applied, the common practice has been to apply the Cone of Zones approach that specifies a number of zones or layers where the data arriving from a variety of sources can be collected, prepared, and published so that they may become data assets and provide information for the business functions of IPC and in support of the franchisees. Data arrives to IPC from partners and providers and also is shared with the same and additional partners. It may be the FWH point-of-sale messages, consolidated information from distribution center product movements via AeroStream or directly, order details from sub-inventory, or other information sets. The very fresh and exactly as received information is processed through the ingestion steps from message queues, API connections, or SFTP sites into the Stone Zone, where the data is stored as digital files exactly as presented. There should be a minimum standard of data that partners send to us to ensure data quality and completeness, but this is not the universal situation currently. Such information should include information about the data being offered and some quality checksums so that it can remove any dispute of what the data was sent and what it included. This is mandatory in many other industries such as health insurance, banking, where some of the team have extensive experience and should be supported by the contractual relationships and would remove any ambiguities that may lead to other business problems. From the Stone, this raw data is sorted and initially processed. For example, there are some 26 different POS messages, and some of the messages have sub-message components, such as the POS sales order message. Also, there are several versions of each message, so there are a few process steps that have to occur before the content can be in a usable format for IPC use. Not all the POS messages and sub-messages at this time are completely processed further than the Bronze Zone. The order sales and the order sales menu item lines, payment tender subsection, taxes applied subsection, promotion or discount if applied option section are unpacked so that they can be placed into both the silver and gold layer. The gold layer being in the AWS database Redshift component as landing and consolidated to associate with the separate and distinct message for order void that may need to be applied to create one place for each total order set to be viewed and void orders so noted, rather than have to assemble the information from the over 5 million messages per day with all the components unpacked, making up to 25 million messages, and over 7 years can be approaching over 1 billion messages. It is possible to use the messages in the special format as discrete objects in the Silver Zone, but the size and volume of data for IPC is still trivial for the overhead of making that zone exceptionally fast in throughput, and the only place for reporting information from, and therefore the decisions were made to utilize the AWS Redshift component to allow for additional enrichment and curation, and data is replicated or sent directly from other internal systems to the Gold Zone. The Gold Zone represents the most familiar set of data that would have some similarities with the data sets already used in current information reports, and also additional organization components that would allow for expansion and the use of data in ways not currently easy or with any certainty that the data quality is correct, such as providing an area for data triangulation and additional reference data if additional business needs emerged without having to reorganize how the data is presented. Appropriate data movements mechanisms are or have been adapted and created based on the previous and initial work on this environment and solution, and will be enhanced to include more effective logging and metadata to support better insights into data quality, data completeness, and data freshness that will be exposed into the Data Governance Business Data Catalog tool. The Platinum Zone represents a data mart layer, where the data is arranged in business topics and some levels of consolidation and pre-aggregation to address top-down key performance indicator information more readily and rapidly, resolved into executive dashboards and summary data, which may be drilled down to detail in the data warehouse as necessary, but not used in the course of operational and detailed daily activities. The Diamond Zone collects data from the lower zones to compile into pre-built organizations of data to support general supply chain data analytics needs, with some additional customization for IPC possible. Reports and data would perform much as pivot tables in Excel spreadsheets, but with the data automatically refreshed, aligned, and validated.